Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video here. Got a special cast for you here today, rather than a cast, more so an explainer video, as this weekend we have a tournament happening. Me and some AoE friends from the Home Town Center group chat on Discord are putting together a little tournament with 12 teams of 2 players each, for a series of games with 2 versus all the others. So, kind of an exciting change of pace here, as we're just going to try something new and see how it goes, kind of thing. Just having some fun with it. There is prize money at stake, so I just want to run through all the rules, give everyone an explainer of what's going to be happening, where you can catch it, and go from there. So, the tournament is going to be nomad style on megarandom maps. Probably a larger size, somewhere medium, maybe large, something in that realm, giving enough space that players can move around, pick a good base, not get too trapped together. There will be regular resources, all that good stuff, all win conditions active. People could go for a sacred site if they wish, they could go for a wonder if they're feeling gutsy. There's tons of options, so that will keep things exciting and very high action, we hope. So, as I mentioned, we've got 12 total teams for a total of 24 players. Each team is comprised of 2 players. They'll be working together throughout these games, trying to overcome all the opponents. Now, there are going to be 4 placement rounds, and each of these rounds will be 6 players in total, 3 teams of 2. And the winning team, the last alive in each of those games, will advance to a special final round where you will have an 8-player final game with teams of 2, for a 2v2, v2v2. On the same thing, mega random, nomad, all the fixings, you know, win conditions, resources, all that good stuff. So we'll be seeing that happen. It'll be very interesting. And there is a prize pool. It is $60 total. Not big bucks, but kind of interesting. Add some stakes to it, and people will be glad if they win that. So, you know, it's nice little bonus and incentive. So, got that going for them. The tournament is happening. What's going to be tomorrow for my time here in Central U.S. The tournament starts at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time in the U.S. I think that's 7:30 for me. That's Saturday, September 10th. And going to be all in one day. Bunch of games. Some of those will be casted retroactively, where since some of the games are happening simultaneously, won't be able to catch them all as they're happening all at once, so we'll have to go through individually, cast them each in the match history, and then upload them to YouTube, which is where you can catch these games. You'll be able to catch them on YouTube. Should be not too long after they are actually recorded and take place. You know, you can look out for those, I would say, probably at most a day or 2 after the tournament takes place. So should be a good amount of content coming out here in the next few days, and things that people can watch either during their work week or at the end of their weekend. Get some interesting glimpses at how things go. As I mentioned, it's nomad mega random biomes, random civilizations, big maps, win conditions, active. We're going to be seeing a lot of interesting things coming out here. The rules are very simple, and we intentionally kept it very simple because with it being our first tournament and with it being so many different teams of 2, we figured it would be simpler to really go bare bones instead of doing a point system. Other tournaments that you've seen more at a professional esports level, they do point system, where no matter how you do, you get some level of points. They have games going for weeks upon weeks, and that's something that we might consider in the future, but right now we're just kind of dipping our toes in the water, having a good time, just seeing what happens, how it goes, whether we like it. You know, if it's something we would try again in the future, just kind of having some fun with it. And, you know, a lot of these players are all over the board, too. Naturally, there's going to be some skill gaps, which happens. in any game. You know, we've got some diamond players, we've got gold players. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's a couple silvers, and there might be a few conquerors mixed in there somewhere. All across the ranked ladder, we've got people of all different skill levels. But it's good practice, you know, it gives them all a chance to play against people that they normally might not queue up with in a ranked match because of the gap. Elo, big thing, but interesting, and we'll see some different playstyles coming out of it, too. Got lots of interesting pairs here. If you've paid attention to previously casted games on my channel, you might have seen some of the names before. They're definitely in it, and that's going to keep it pretty exciting, I think, because some of them you might have seen a certain strategy before, or they might surprise you with something new, and I'm excited to see kind of what happens. I think it'll be quite interesting once we actually get down to it. The recordings will be likely some longer games. Nomad tends to be that way, especially megarandom. Really base build pretty heavily in the early part of the game, and then they start pumping out armies. There's not as many skirmishes in the first couple minutes, obviously, because people don't even have a scout yet, so you know, people are getting started for a while. They tend to run long. You could see upwards of an hour-long game each, perhaps more, perhaps less, if teams really get bloodthirsty in the first, say, 20-30 minutes of it. But we could see almost anything happen, but my prediction, these games will run just a little bit long. But see what happens with that. And obviously with Wonders active, with Sacred Sites active, that can always be an interesting wrench that gets thrown in. You might see, or say, a Wonder in the final 8-player game where one team gets the Wonder up and then everyone else gangs up to try to stop them, and once the Wonder is defeated, then it's time for the bloodbath after that, which would naturally ensue. So, could be interesting, or someone could clutch with a Wonder and win that way, which is always exciting. You don't see that as much anymore. It's pretty rare now that they increased the cost of a Wonder. I remember in the early days of Age of Empires 4 where a Wonder cost half of what it does now. That 3,000 of each resource was much easier to save up for, and every single game you'd be seeing Wonders go up, and you know, most of the wins were because of that in the early days. But it will be exciting, and we're all looking forward to this, and should be a good time, and yeah, we're gonna see some interesting playstyles for sure. A lot of different civilizations too, being random. You know, some people have their favorites that they gravitate to, but this will be a good way of switching it up and maybe see some unusual things. So, anyway, stay tuned and come back to check that out in the coming days here after we get that all recorded tomorrow. And thanks for watching this, and we will catch you very soon. Have a good day, everybody.